Yes, guys, hello. Welcome back to the SpursRelated YouTube channel and podcast. We hope you're very well and keeping safe out there. Um, we're going to be reviewing the Southampton game tonight. As we know, we've got two upcoming Premier League fixtures, both at home, coming up this week. So yeah, busy times ahead for the Spurs boys. But without further ado, we've got Andre as always alongside. Andre, how you doing, mate?
I'm doing great as usual. How are you?
Yeah, all good, all good. Just looking forward to the game tomorrow night, and obviously, straight in it to Southampton and on Wolves. We go Sundays, so both at home, both tough games in their own sense. But today, obviously, we'll be focusing mainly on the game tomorrow and the main head-to-heads and the main player breakdowns and the ones to watch. Um, Right, so yeah, we got a couple in here already. Got Ian Army, as always, absolute Spurs-related legend, always in here, mate. Hope you're doing well, and yeah, I hope you're looking forward to the game tomorrow as well. Andre, what are your thoughts, initial thoughts on tomorrow? Do you think we should be a bit more worried than we think about Southampton, or do you think it should be a sort of stroll in the park?
Well, I wouldn't be too worried based on how they've been doing, but there are some key players that we need to keep an eye out.
Hmm. Yeah, we're gonna exactly review them in depth and see exactly who we need to keep an eye on, really, because Southampton, I believe, Andre are 12th in the Premier League. But they have an average amount of points, but at the same time, perhaps aren't quite as strong as they have been in previous seasons. Um, Bobby K's in here. Big yourself up, mate. He says, "How are you, lads? Comedy Spurs." Oh, I'm all good. Andre, you're good as well, aren't you?
Of course.
And of course, we're going to get into things. Realistically, I think we will get 6 points this week. The home advantage also helps. I think Kane will manage to bag a few. Yeah, get him in your fantasy team if you haven't already. But I personally went for Son in my fantasy team, and yeah, I just think Son's going to be backfiring. This is the kind of game he loves scoring in. And as we've already seen him against Brighton, he looks very dangerous first match back after injury. So yeah, I expect Heung-min Son to be right back up to speed and banging them in this week. What do you think, Andre?
Yeah, 100%. Both of them. The links back. Harry Kane seems very happy. There's that news that came out recently, right? Of Harry Kane. He looks to have completely changed his whole outlook on this Tottenham thing since June. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. And it comes to our first talking point very nicely indeed, Andre. Obviously, Harry Kane coming out with that news today. Not himself, but Fabrizio Romano himself understands that Harry Kane is much happier at Spurs than he was this time, sort of in June last year, when there was that link for him to move to Manchester City. Andre, talk us a little bit through the Harry Kane situation today and the news that broke.
Well, the main talking point is the fact that he's just really happy with Antonio Conte, what he's doing to this team, the kind of mentality that's being brought in. I feel like he's sort of he's feeling that Tottenham is putting a lot of pressure into making sure that they're moving forward. They want to step forward, and the players that they brought, they seem to have impacted pretty well. Mainly Bentancur, but we'll see what happens with Kulu. You never know how he's going to do. I know some people were a little hesitant because he was slowing down the play, but I think Conte might have told him what to do, and he was just setting up the goals more so than anything. But yeah, he seems happy. No contract negotiations at the moment, but they do want him to stay. And of course, he's a Tottenham legend. I don't think it's in their interests to have him go at any time. And if he could win a trophy with us, that would just be that would be the icing on the cake.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. And exactly that. I think his mindset really has changed, especially since Conte came in, like you said, Andre. And maybe when he saw that Nuno was walking through that door and potentially here for at least a season, obviously we know that those things went completely wrong and for the better, really. Obviously, Nuno only lasting 3 months in total is just unbelievable changes at Spurs, even at the start of the season. And that changed to Conte, world-class manager, proven winner with a real project. And we've already seen the intent in January on the window. I think it's time for Kane to really knuckle down and he's gonna beat that record, isn't he? He's gonna beat that Jimmy Greaves record and beat the all-time Tottenham Hotspur goal scoring, record. It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time. So yeah, exactly that. Let's just see what happens on that behalf. some news has come out now. Now, I don't want to quote this as completely being 100%. Sorry to go off topic, but apparently Gareth Bale will rejoin Tottenham for the third time once his Real Madrid deal expires, and it'll be his last contract as a pro player. Now, take that with a pinch of salt. That's just some rumours going around on Twitter right now. A lot of people getting very excited about it, and not the best source, but certainly interesting. Certainly interesting indeed.
That would be crazy if he came.
Yeah, I mean, third
I,
time,
I wouldn't.
maybe Spurs fans will actually get to be able to see him this time. Obviously, with it all being behind closed doors last season was a massive shame.
Mm.
But yeah, maybe we'll be able to give him his send off he really did deserve. But hey, let's see. But without going back onto the Kane topic, 100%. I think the man's back in form. He's starting to bag the goals again. He's starting to really look like he's enjoying his game again. I mean, the passion when he scored against Liverpool a couple of months ago, just absolutely unbelievable. So yeah, it's definitely one to consider. Bobby's saying Kulu will only get better. He just needs time to adjust to the pace of the league. I can see him doing well. Did a great job of finding space and opening pockets. Yeah, exactly that. Potentially looked a bit sluggish, but also potentially not 100% match fit. And also, he's got to adjust to the speed of the league. Exactly what you've put there. So, yeah, I think we could have found a gem. I see him being as more of a second striker, don't you, Andre?
It could be. I'm not seeing it, but let's see what happens. I'm sure Conte, if he maybe he'll watch this and be like, "That's a good idea."
Yep. Bobby says Football 365 posted that article regarding Bale today. Yeah, exactly. Certainly not a tier one source there, but I mean, let's keep an eye on that on the coming days, and obviously to keep up to date with any proper news in terms of tier one sources, obviously make sure you're following Spurs Related on all socials on that behalf. I'm sure Andre will be right amongst the news on that one. But let's get into the Southampton players, Andre, if you don't mind, and let's see who we're really going to be facing. We've picked out a few key faces that potentially we need to watch out for on Wednesday night at the Tottenham Stadium. And Southampton aren't light of a player or two, are they, Andre?
Yeah, they have some good ones in there. Some are loans, some are just players that are growing into their team and becoming real star players.
Absolutely. Now, talk us through this man we got on screen. For those that may not know his name or much about him, Andre, please take it away.
Yeah, this is Valentino Livermento, or some people just call him Tino Livermento. He's 19 years old.
You gotta be on a first name basis to call him Tino, right?
Yeah, that's true. 19 years old, right back. He was bought from Chelsea this season. He's recently back from a knee injury. He played in the FA Cup, and his stats don't lie. They're pretty good. He's played 20 matches. He's got 79% pass accuracy, 74% tackle success. He's got a goal and an assist to his name. So he's definitely a player that's willing to get into that box if he needs to.
Absolutely. Talk us through sort of how we expect him to be facing up against our players. What will be the matchup in terms of Livermento against the main Spurs players? Who do we think this guy will be battling out throughout the game?
Well, I'm sure Reguilon's going to have some work to do there. And crazy enough, he actually Livermento was such a starting point for Southampton that he's actually sort of made that position his own and made another player shift over to the other side. And we'll get into him in a second. Yeah.
Wow. Interesting stuff. And yeah, like you said, Reguilon potentially could have a busy game against this guy. He certainly had an amazing season last season and started the season well this season, I believe. Potentially gone off the board a little bit recently. For myself, I can't say I watch Southampton week in, week out, analysing them in depth, but I know certainly that the Southampton fans do like this guy, Livermento. He's a decent little player, and one certainly I've seen even some of the more top clubs linked with for sure. So, Andre, what are your thoughts? Do you think we should be able to keep this guy sort of quiet from having too much of an influence on the game, or do you think we need to be worrying about certain other players, which we will obviously be talking about in just a minute?
Well, I think the way that Reguilon played and kept Lamptey quiet, I don't think he might be too much of a problem, but you never know.
Yeah, exactly.
On the day.
Exactly. Bobby says, I'm hopeful for the 3 points tomorrow, playing at home and with the team looking like they're finding form. We should be able to take this one. Yeah, spot on. Echo your thoughts. Southampton, like we said, they're not the most dangerous team in the league, but they're certainly not the least dangerous team. I mean, there's plenty of teams that would cause us less problems than Southampton. So it's certainly one we shouldn't go in thinking we're going to absolutely thrash them. And also, Southampton have been a bit of a bogey team for us in recent years. We can analyse the results and stats in a little bit, but for me, I know that Southampton obviously caused us a few hiccups when we visited them in December with the two VAR controversies, and we ended up drawing the game 1-1. So definitely don't count your chickens that we're going to win this one, don't you think, Andre?
Yeah, it's true. Never go in just assuming. You always got to be careful and give it the attention it deserves.
Yeah, absolutely. Bobby says Carl Walker-Peters and James Ward-Prowse are in form. Have to watch them. Isn't it incredible how we write in initials and we still have exactly know exactly who they're talking about? It's incredible. KWP and JWP. I love it. I love it. But yeah, especially Carl Walker-Peters is on form, and like you were saying in a podcast yesterday, Andre, on Tottenham on tour, James Ward-Prowse, do not give this guy a free kick. He's an absolute menace, and I know we're going to get into James Ward-Prowse because I know you're a massive fan of him, aren't you, Andre? So yeah,
Yep.
he's certainly in the slides to come. I can see that. Kane's in there. Big yourself up, Kane, or should I say Nick, as we're on first-term basis now. Do you know what I mean? Don't make Romero angry. Southampton won't like him when he's angry. He'll smash. Exactly that. Romero, the Rolls Royce is back. Absolutely spot on. Ayanami saying, hope the players have been doing some set piece training today. Yeah, absolutely. Our set pieces have been shocking. I'm so glad we got Gio Lafraudso out of the squad because that guy can't clear the first man. So that's absolutely positive stuff for us. I mean, I think I'd rather a fan out of the crowd took a corner than that guy. He does my absolute head in. He can never clear the first man. He's just absolutely shocking. And, Villarreal enjoy those corners that can't even get into the box. They're incredible. KWP, JWP, EZ, PZ. Easy peasy. Got you. Look, see, even that, like, how our brains work is incredible. But without going off topic, our next player is one we are very familiar with at Spurs. Andre, take it away. It's this man, obviously, Carl Walker-Peters. Talk to us about him and how he's having such a great season for Southampton, especially recently, even scoring against Manchester City the other day, right? So, and he scored the winner in the cup at the weekend in extra time. So this guy's on fire, not just for defensive reasons, actually offensively. Some people are saying he would get in our starting 11 now. But yeah, Andre, take it away, man.
Well, former Tottenham man. Everyone's familiar with him. Some people weren't very happy when he was gone. I think a loan might have been better first to give him an opportunity to sort of revamp himself and come back and prove that he can do something. But based on what was happening in the club right when that was going down, it's just unfortunate that we let him go. He actually has been playing mainly in the left side. This was the player I was talking about that got switched over ever since Livermento came in. But he's been amazing for them. 19 games, 2 goals, 3 assists, 82% pass accuracy, 84% tackle success. The guy is honestly very, very good. And I think if Emerson plays, he's going to have some trouble.
Wow. Okay. Interesting stuff. Would you not say that it will probably be him against Reguilon being a right wing back against obviously the Spurs left wing back, or do you think that Emerson will sort of be switching sides? Maybe they'll come across each other in that game.
Well, I mean, if Kyle Walker-Peters is going to be playing on the left side, wouldn't he be going against Emerson?
Are you saying that Kyle Walker-Peters is playing left wing back more recently?
Yeah, because with Livermento coming in and Livermento playing on the right side, Kyle Walker-Peters been playing on the left.
Right. I understand what you're saying with that link now. So you're saying that Livermento actually forced Kyle Walker-Peters over to the maybe potentially unfavored side, and now Kyle Walker-Peters is playing on the left. Interesting stuff.
But you know what? He's made it his own. And he's playing very well. And
That's
definitely the goals he scored, they were important ones. The Man City one especially.
Wow. I'm actually just looking at the lineup now. So Kyle Walker-Peters ended up coming on in that game. He was actually on the bench in the FA Cup, and he came on for T Small, who was playing left wing back. Yeah, you're spot on. You're absolutely spot on. So this guy really can play on both flanks. Incredible stuff. And was it 3 goals, 2 assists, or 2 goals, 3 assists in 19 games?
2 goals, 3 assists in 19 games.
So that's 5 goal contributions in 19 matches. That's quite incredible. Is that including the FA Cup as well?
Yes.
Wow, still incredible stuff. Really, that's a goal contribution every 3.5 games. That's incredible for a wing back. Absolutely, absolutely. Got some more comments coming in here. Kane the long shirt, I've asked before, but do you guys think our youth system, our youth look good when they leave us? Is indicative of a failure in our system? Carl Walker-Peters is killing it. Cameron Carter-Vickers is one of the Celtics' best. And Madueke in the Netherlands. Yeah, absolutely. And do you know what? I was talking to someone about this the other day. Actually, Spurs' youth system is really failing at the moment. If you look at our 23s, I think we lost 4-1 to Crystal Palace the other day. And you look at that team and you think, well, Dylan Markanday was in that team at one point and was absolutely killing it. We had Harvey White in the team killing it. Obviously, Dane Scarlett sometimes plays in the under-23s. And you think to yourself, they end up taking these players out, and therefore our youth system struggles because we're sort of either not utilising these players or using them in the first team, and we end up getting rid of them. Like you said, Carl Walker-Peters, absolutely probably Southampton's best player so far this year. And guess what position's up for debate at Spurs? Right wing back. We're trying to get a right wing back. We were linked with Adama Traore, absolutely not a right wing back, a right winger. So, yeah, absolutely, Nick. I completely agree with you. I think something's got to be looked at in this system. And Andre, what are your thoughts on the Tottenham's youth system? Because for me, at the moment, it's really not performing how it should be.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing too many players making their way into the first team and getting used. We have a player. Was it not Harvey White? Sirkin. Didn't he leave?
Dennis Sirkin, yeah.
Yeah, he left. He just didn't see a future with us, even though we're a Premier League team. He thought it would be better if he would go to a lower league team, get noticed, and then get picked up by someone else.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. Bobby K says 100% Andre agree. Should have loaned him out and not sold him. Absolutely. Why is it these guys seem to kill it all over the world, but when we play for them, they just seem average at best? It's just unbelievable. And this goes down to, it's not just a problem in the youth academy, it's a problem all the way through the core of Spurs. Itself, the fact that we can't integrate them into the first team, it's definitely a concern. It's something that needs to be looked at. I don't know whether we'll get maybe a new scouting director in or someone to replace Steve Hitchen, but at the end of the day, Paratici can sign all these class players and players that will go straight into the first team, but actually they need to look further down and sort out this youth system for the players that are coming through the ranks. I mean, we weren't even giving these players a chance in Europa Conference League. Like, Markanday came on once against Vitesse away, and we ended up losing the game. What kind of experience is that for him? 20 minutes coming in 1-0 down, expected to change the game. We need these players to come on when we're like 4-0 up. I mean, It just doesn't make any sense. I know some of the players came on against Mura when we were smashing them at home, but I mean, even still, a lot of them didn't get a chance. And you're thinking, well, what a wasted time. Like, it needs to happen earlier. It needs to happen earlier. We lose top talent. We sell players who turn up to be top talent, and we find ourselves wanting. Look what Chelsea do with their youth system and copy that. Do you know what? But partly I don't agree with that Chelsea system. Like, yeah, it works for them. They end up sending like 15 to 20 players on loan every season. But also, you can't argue with it. Like, look how much Tomori's flourishing at AC Milan. Look how much Conor Gallagher's flourishing at Crystal Palace. Just two examples of absolutely class players that are playing really, really well this season. And it has to be looked at, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, there is a key player that we're going to look at that is actually on loan from Chelsea at Southampton. I think Nick has a point here. We need to be loaning out players, but to better clubs too. Like, Cameron Carter-Vickers is an example of a player that was loaned out every season, only given chances in the preseason, and then that was it. And yeah, he's killing it at Celtic, but it's Celtic. It's a different, like, no disrespect to that club or that league, but when you compare that to the Premier League, it's a different story. But there definitely are players like Kyle Walker-Peters where I honestly just thought that he just needed more game time to get better at the whole thing. He was young. The only few chances he had, there was one in the Champions League that was super demoralizing for him. It was very unfair to put him in that position.
Yeah. Which game are you talking about in the Champions League?
Barcelona one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Yeah.
remember he looked so upset when he got subbed off. I'm like, that is so not fair for him.
Was that the one at Wembley when we lost?
No, that was the one where we had to tie. We had to at least tie to match Inter Milan's score. So the
Lucas ended
pressure,
up scoring, right?
yeah, and the pressure was on. It was even I was sweating watching that game. I can't imagine him
Yeah,
playing the game.
yeah. And before I forget, that reminds me of that kind of era. Massive, massive, happy retirement in one season to the GOAT, Moussa Dembele, who apparently, well, not apparently, he did announce this morning that he was retiring. Some thought he was retiring straight away, but actually he ended up he's saying that he was going to see out his contract. He's got 1 year left, and then he's going to be hanging up his boots for the rest of his career. And wow, yeah, what a player, an incredible player. I saw a lot of montages of him today, and wow, that guy was an absolute baller. Such an underrated player in the Premier League overall, but absolutely rated by Spurs fans that watched him. And yeah, I mean, what an absolute baller. To see him with my own eyes live quite a few times was absolutely incredible. And Andre, I'm sure you're thinking the same. Like, what an absolute player!
The midfield hasn't really been the same since he left.
Yeah, good point. We still haven't replaced him, have we? I mean, the closest thing to replacing him is probably Bentancur, who's only just coming in for like what 3 years later. I mean, it's incredible. But yeah, that guy was an absolute baller, one of my favourites for sure. And yeah, be sadly missed from the game. Obviously, he went to China, didn't quite, yeah, I mean, I respect him for going to China and trying something new, but at the same time, I still think he had time left in the Premier League. I really do. I mean, the guy was just even a tank still in 2019, so he's probably still getting our midfield now. Markanday and Turkin refused to sign contracts because they couldn't see a future with us. Exactly what Andre was saying. It's just shameful. It's just absolutely shameful. 3 years later, we still haven't been able to replace him. Was underrated, and we realised his importance after we let him go. Yeah, exactly. Successor Dembele is irreplaceable. It's so true, so true. But I thought I'd get that in there. I should have probably put it in the title actually, saying happy retirement Dembele, because I know everyone was talking about that today, and maybe we'll do another episode separate on that, Andre. But because what a player he was. Maybe we talk about some of his best moments in the Spurs shirt. Maybe if you guys want to see that, let us know. Put it in the comments. But before I do move on to the next player, guys, we have got that community section now on YouTube where you can find out when we go live. We'll be updating that regularly and keeping in contact with you guys, maybe asking some questions. So if you go on our channel and go to the community section, you might even see it on your YouTube home tab on your phone. You'll see that we can post there now, which is absolutely fantastic. And yeah, very excited to be able to communicate with you guys a lot more easily. So yeah, Andre, are you looking forward to being able to talk to the guys on those comments a little bit more and get to know our community a little bit further?
100%. I want to hear everyone's comments. Maybe we'll put some polls up, when there's crazy stuff going on.
Polls, great idea. See what you guys want to see in terms of the content, because at the end of the day, we do this content for you guys, and yeah, it's exciting that we've got that feature now. But obviously, not only that, but make sure you're following us on social media, because that's also when we announce when we're going to go live, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Just make sure you're following at least one of them, and you'll stay right up to date. But Andre, let's go on to the next player. I can see him in my little tab at the bottom here. This guy is the player that you absolutely love, and you even want him at Spurs, I've recalled you saying before. So take it away about this man.
Well, he needs no introduction. James Ward-Prowse, the 27-year-old midfielder, absolute classy player, free kick specialist. At the moment, actually, he has the second most free kicks in the EPL at 12.
Wow.
Behind Beckham at 18.
Wow.
So, that's saying a lot. And that last free kick he did 35 yards away. So we got to watch out for this guy. We can't be fouling him, not even close to the box.
Wow. Yeah, he's unreal. And the fact that he's English as well, with the homegrown player sort of rule, surely it's worth looking at this guy. I mean, we haven't been able to take free kicks since Gareth Bale left.
Yeah, we need him. We don't have a free kick guy.
And he can take corners as well. I mean, he's worth it alone for the homegrown talent, the corners and the free kicks. And the fact he's in the midfield maestro and really holds together that Southampton midfield, I'm surprised we haven't even looked at him. But, the summer's around the corner. Maybe we will. How old is he? 27 years old?
He's 27, so
Wow.
Definitely the fact that he's right in his prime. It makes sense. I think we were looking at him last summer for a little bit, if I stand corrected here. Yep, 100%. We should buy him. In 24 games, he has the most goal contributions in his club. 6 goals and 5 assists.
Mm.
He's got an 86% pass accuracy, 47 tackle success, but I mean he's more of a forward-going midfielder than anything else. But that free kick specialty that we need, that Tottenham needs, he can bring it to us. So I say we
Mm.
get him.
Yeah, spot on. Yeah. Um, wow, that stat about only player behind Beckham in free kicks in the Premier League history is incredible. I mean, Beckham is literally the greatest of free kicks in my opinion, and like ever, especially because obviously growing up, like him being an absolute England legend for me, I absolutely love Beckham, and the fact he's even near him is says a lot. I mean, he might even overtake him. Who knows? How many does he weigh? 6. Wow, 6. And his 2021 stats, did you read out? 24 games, 6 goals, 5 assists. So a goal contribution every other game for a midfielder is incredible stuff. And 86% pass accuracy and 47% tackle success. It's especially the pass accuracy. There's some incredible stats, really. Kane's saying, "Hey now, Jar Jar Winks is one of our own free kick specialists to put Beckham to shame." Jar Jar Winks has really stuck with you, hasn't it, my friend? That is absolutely brilliant. And apparently, we inquired and we were told 50 million. What do you think this guy's worth, guys? Put your comments in. How much would you pay for James Ward-Prowse? Andre, I'm coming to you for the first answer to this question.
I mean, I'm not surprised that they want to put a 50 million price tag on him. He's like one of their best players.
Mm.
Before, and we already went in and took one of their other best players, which was Højbjerg.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they felt a bit. I feel like they're not happy that they sold Højbjerg to us. I don't know what it was, but I feel like there was something there. We got him way too cheap. I don't know what happened. I think he must have. I don't know. It was weird. He was their captain. Now James Ward-Prowse is their captain, so
Yeah,
we can't surely take both of their captains. I don't think
yeah,
that's going to happen. But let's see what the guys think in the chat. 28 to 35 million. Army's saying 50 mil makes sense. He just signed a new contract, Prem proven, English proven, English premium as well. Yeah, 50 million. Wow. Personally, I don't think I'd pay more than 40 million for this guy. But then again, do you know what? You think back to yourself, back in 2016, 17, Kyle Walker went for 50 million pounds. That 50 million pounds was laughed at the time. Everyone was like, Tottenham got a great deal. Actually, if you look at it now, Man City got a great buy. 50 million for one of the best right backs in the league. Certainly one of the best fullbacks at the time, if not the best right back. Just incredible, really. Absolutely incredible. And yeah, it's certainly going to be a look ahead to the summer by looking at how he plays against us on Wednesday night.
yeah. Well, the other thing for some, I guess, depending on how the squad is built, I'm pretty sure having an English player doesn't take up an international spot. So that's another reason why they would probably be able to ask for a bigger price.
Yeah, yeah, very good point. Very good point. James Ward-Prowse's incredible stats with an average team would be an excellent addition to us. Exactly. If he can produce those stats at Southampton, I want to see what he can do at Spurs. Sidan said would much rather get Kessie in for that much. Yeah, Sidan, you got a good point. I'm thinking Kessie's is going to go to maybe a Juventus or Barcelona on a pre-contract, but let's see. But yeah, certainly Kessié would be an unbelievable signing. I really want that guy, but I don't know if we've missed the boat for him. We can certainly do a summer transfer preview show. We did one previously, didn't we, Andre? But maybe we would do another one linking to all potential incomings in the summer. So again, like I said, guys, if you want that kind of content, make sure you let us know either in the comments down here or in that community section. As we said, we're going to be doing a little poll to see what kind of videos you guys want coming up on that community section. Bobby K says, with Levy at the helm, we won't spend 50 on a 27-year-old. Can't see it happening. Yeah, exactly that. I can't see us spending more than 40, to be honest with you. He says, spend big or go home. I think that's how the summer's going to work. And I think you're spot on. I mean, it's kind of now or never for the Conte era in the summer. If we're going to back this man, it's the summer. So, yeah, I think it's just a must, really. It's just a must. And, let's see what happens in the summer. I'm excited for it. But hopefully we get top 4 before that and can attract the sort of players in. Moving straight on to the next player. This guy has been, he certainly started the season very well, didn't he, Andre? I'm going to let you take away with all the lovely stats, but this is Armando Broja. I hope I've pronounced that right. But this guy's been scoring a fair few goals, actually, this season. Like I said, especially at the start of the year. He's on loan from Chelsea, but Andre's going to dig into the real stats for you guys.
Yeah, so he's only 20 years old. He plays center forward, striker. Yeah, 22 games, 7 goals, 1 assist, but his passing and tackling isn't very good. 59% pass, 55% tackle success.
Surely expected from a
Yeah,
forward, though, right?
he's young, he's learning, but this was the player I was talking about that Chelsea has loaned out. And he's also someone to keep an eye out for. He'll sneak in a goal in there. He's got the Chelsea in him. We don't want no Chelsea players scoring on us.
Yeah, absolutely. Andy's saying about James Ward-Prowse, better options out there for the money. Yeah, I agree. I think it's that English premium that's probably going to set you back a few more million than if you're playing for a player that's not English, for sure. That's obviously a consideration to make. But I mean, Andy, if this guy can produce Spurs some incredible free kicks, some incredible set pieces, and assist. I mean, 1 assist or goal every 2 games is incredible for a central midfield player. I know also he takes their penalties as well. So, if Kane's not there, it's another option for them. So, do you know what, Andy? I'm not saying you're wrong. I certainly think there is better options than him. But I mean, realistically, are we going to get Kessié in the summer? I'm not so sure. Maybe we have to turn our attention to other players, but it's definitely a good talking point, my friend. And I hope you're doing well. Bobby K says Kessié apparently said he doesn't want to play in England and has agreed pre-contract for Barcelona. Exactly that. So, yeah, I think we might have missed the boat on this one. And also, Kessié just doesn't want to come to England, which is, that's up to him at the end of the day. If he doesn't want to come to the best league in the world, you can go and play in Barcelona where it's like playing with dinosaurs. It's sort of the ancient league. The league sort of, the boat's passed with that one. It used to be a class league and they lost all their, sort of marquee players. La Liga hasn't been the same since Messi and Ronaldo left. That's an absolute fact. Not as many people in the world watch it. Not as many people watch the El Clasico. Not as many people even fill that Nou Camp stadium. So, all the best to him. Not being sour at all.
Yeah.
Ayalami says, we have to use Conte's attractiveness before he leaves, like Inter. They are managing fine now. Yeah, absolutely. Would rather get Nkunku for 60 mil. Wow, that's a lot of money. But Nkunku, certainly a good player. Scored a hat-trick at the Etihad in a 6-3 loss in the Champions League earlier this season. Was interesting. Getting off the subject, guys, I hope that Kurt Zouma gets a good kick in tonight. Yeah, exactly. That's absolutely disgusting. Not from you, but from Zouma. You're spot on, Derek. I mean, the video I woke up to this morning of him kicking a cat is just, I don't know if you've seen it, Andre. It's just absolutely disgusting. Have you seen this?
No.
So basically, what? Kurt Zouma, it got leaked by one of the papers. There was a video he'd done on like Snapchat with his friend, and it's from a couple of years ago, and he's literally kicking a cat around the kitchen, like drop kicking a cat. It's absolutely it's absolutely disgusting. Like, yeah. Yeah, it's actually unbelievable, like how sick people are to be able to do this kind of thing, and certainly, absolutely, hopefully, Zouma gets the karma tonight. It's absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, I searched for Zouma, and the first thing that pops up is cat.
It's absolutely unbelievable. Delhi dreads are gone. Oh wow, Delhi's dreads are gone. I hope you're doing well, SOF. Big yourself up, mate. Always in here. Yeah, he's just seen it. There you go.
What's he doing?
It's incredible. Zouma is a fool. Good thing we didn't buy him. Yeah, absolute scum. To be fair, some players simply don't like physicality of the Premier League. It's a way to get injured, right? F Zouma and F West Ham for starting him. Hope he gets an ass kicking. Yeah, he's starting as well. Unbelievable. I want to see Romero 2-footing. That would be lovely. Yeah, let's replay that one to the sun. Absolutely. But obviously moving on from Broja now, I believe this is our last player we got on the slide. And of course, it's their absolute tanking goal. The guy that's actually 33 years old, but feels like he's been around for about 30 years himself. It's Fraser Forster. Do you want to take the stats away from this absolute English? Well, he's an absolute titan, to be honest with you. He's played for England and been capped by England several times. And this guy's a decent player. Talk to us about him, Andre.
Yeah, so I mean, when you think Southampton goalkeeper, you think McCarthy, but the guy's been injured for a little while. We don't know when he's coming back. So Forster's been taking over for now.
Hmm.
But his stats have been pretty good. He's played 9 games and he has 5 wins. He's had 5 wins, 2 draws, 1 clean sheet. But the fact that more than half of the games he's played, he's won. That's a good thing. 13
Surely.
goals conceded though. But there've been worse stats than that. I would say, as you've said, James, he does have the experience in there, so definitely something to keep an eye out for him. We'll see how we'll see how he does against Tottenham.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like you said, 9 games, 5 wins. I mean, it can't be too bad with 1 clean sheet involved as well. Maybe you'd argue that the clean sheet's a bit of a concern, but actually, at the end of the day, this guy's got not the best defense in front of him, really, has he, Andre? And it seems like every game that Southampton play, they do concede a goal, even conceding in the FA Cup this weekend against Coventry. Obviously, Coventry being a championship team, not obviously the best standard. And if you actually look at their games against Tottenham, and this is something I wanted to review. Sorry, before I do, Andre, have you got anything more to say about Fraser Forster?
No, no.
Brilliant. So yeah, going on to sort of the Southampton, sort of how they concede every sort of game. If you look at their games recently, they've played against Coventry, lost to 1-2-1. Played Man City 1-1, again not keeping a clean sheet. Against Wolves, they lost 3-1, leaking 3 goals. They then beat Brentford 4-1, but again conceded. They then beat Swansea 3-2, so again conceded. Then they drew with us 1-1. Then they won against West Ham 3-2, again conceding. 2-2 against Palace, conceded. 3-0 against Arsenal, lost, conceded. 1-0 against Brighton, conceded. 2-0 against Leicester, conceded. 4-0 against Liverpool, conceded. 2-1 against Norwich, conceded. And then the last time they got a clean sheet was all the way back in 2021, November the 5th, where they won 1-0 against Villa, and that was when Villa was struggling. That was Villa under, a completely different manager, obviously not under Steven Gerrard. So basically what I'm telling you is Southampton haven't kept a clean sheet for 13 matches. That's 13 matches with no clean sheet, either conceding 1, 2, 3, or 4 goals within a game. If we don't score against these guys, there's something seriously up. I need to touch some wood now before I curse it. But yeah, Andre, that is absolutely staggering. The fact that they have literally not kept a clean sheet for 13 games. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, that's astounding, but at the same time, it's not like they have the best players either. So, what we pointed out were some key players, but as you can see, it's one center mid here, one striker there, and none of them have like crazy amount of goals either. So well, we'll see what happens. Kane and Son just need to do the job up front, and as long as everyone does their job, we'll be fine. So I don't really see much issue here. Came the long shot here saying we'll score 4. I hope so, but not.
Do you know what? We get the score predictions at the end from everyone, but guys, pop your score predictions in now, and we'll obviously get them up on stream and discuss that in about 2 minutes' time. But I just want to get through to some of the stats actually against Southampton. So without reading them all off again, in the last 5 meetings with Southampton, last 7 meetings with Southampton, right? We have what at home, so only home games. We've won 2-1, we've won 3-2, we've won 2-1, 3-1, 5-2 win, 2-1 win, and then a 2-1 loss in 2016. So in our last 7 matches, both teams have scored in every single match, and we have won 6 of those matches by us scoring and them scoring. So what I'm saying is this should be a goal fest, right, Andre?
I hope so. I'm still remembering that match we had, I think during the Mourinho era, where we scored, I think 5 on them. That was
5-2.
That was a great game.
Oh, I think that was an away game actually. You've thrown me off there, but
well, either way, I always, whenever I watch a Southampton game, we always have goals in us. So
yeah, I mean, you're spot on. Yeah, that was the 5-2 where we had 2 disallowed goals from Kane, and we still ended up scoring with Son scoring 4 goals actually that day, and Kane getting the assist, I believe. Oh yeah, on every single goal that Son scored, 4 assists, all set up by Kane, and no wonder that was driven by the stats of that perfect duo. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's just an absolute goal fest. And I actually predicted 3-0 on another podcast. I'm kicking things off, Andre. I'm saying 3-0 because I just don't think we're going to. No, sorry. I said 3-0, and I'm actually thinking 3-1 now because of how the trend's going. Like every single game in the last 7 games, both teams have scored. I'm saying 3-1 Spurs, and we'll probably concede some silly goal that we shouldn't. But I'm saying 3-1. I know I've changed my prediction from 3-0 on another podcast last night, but 3-1. 3-1. Where you going?
No, same thing. I'm sticking to what I said yesterday, which is 3-1.
Yeah, it'll probably be 3-0 now. I've changed my mind, but that is unbelievable. Bobby K said 3-0, which is my original prediction. Bobby K, I think that's a good shout. 3-1 says Ayanami. Our home advantage is massive. It's been a fortress ever since we got Conte. Yeah, spot on. Derek's going for a 4-1. Yeah, I like the optimism there. I like the optimism of 4 goals. I really do. Really do. I could see that as well. I really could. If we're in the mood to score, we're in the mood to score, We're in the mood to score. SOF says, take advantage of their high lines. Kane feeding Son. I think we could see a Kane-Son link-up again. I mean, the fact you just reminded me of that game. Kane assisting Son 4 goals. That was absolutely, class stuff. Really was.
Yeah.
So you're going 3-1. I'm going 3-1. And we did agree on the score last time, and we were very close. I think we agreed on did we say a 2-1 Spurs last time and it was 3-1?
So I
maybe
think Kane the long shot got that one right.
Kane the long shot, big yourself up, and Ellie that came on our fan phone in also got that spot on, and so did Nick from Kane the long shot. So yeah, absolutely amazing stuff. And we've even got some more scores coming in here. Kane the long shot going with a 4-1. So maybe 4-1's the one to maybe go with, guys, because Kane the long shot's on a 1 out of 1 record here. And he's going for a 5-0. Wow, I love the optimism, Andy. I really do. That is great stuff. And a Sonny hat trick. Maybe get your money on that. That seems like it could be an unbelievable one. You guys said 3-1 last time. I think I remember saying the same thing. Oh, maybe Andre, we did get it right. Maybe we did get it right. Maybe we're underselling ourselves. Maybe we are actual geniuses. Yeah, because I do remember agreeing with Nick and saying maybe we're all going to get it right or wrong. But mate, we'll have to watch the tapes back. Right. But Ayanami knows our predictions better than us. That's embarrassing, isn't it, Andre? Proves how much this guy's in our streams. So big yourself up, Ayanami. Yeah, and shout out to a lot of you guys that have been in there recently. I mean, it really does mean a lot, all the loyal support. You got obviously Kane, Bobby K joining regularly, Ayanami joining every single stream. Who else have we got in here? Sid Ant's always in here. Derek's always in here. Andy's always in here. It's just great. SOF, every single time I see SOF in here. Yeah, honestly, guys, we really do love the support, and we really appreciate you guys stopping by. Like, we know that you guys everyone has busy lives, and the fact that we can stream to you guys like pretty much every day, it really does mean a lot. And yeah, we're just excited for the journey towards 1K. I mean, we're nearly on 600 subs. If you are live, there's 20 of you watching. We are 4 subscribers away from 600. Can we hit that tonight? Can we do that? And obviously tomorrow, make sure you find us on the Spurs review of the Southampton game live after the game. Andre, we'll see them there, won't we?
Oh, 100%.
And hopefully we're discussing another win. But guys, make sure if you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and also fan phone in Friday. On Friday, we did the first one last week. It was an absolute success. Everyone seemed to love it. We got a couple of great guests on. So if you guys want to express your views on Spurs, this is the chance to do so. You can literally come on this stream with us and discuss everything around Spurs. Not for too long, but also it gives you the time to get your stuff off your chest. Maybe 10, 15 minutes each person. And Andre, we absolutely love talking to the guys, don't we?
100%. We want to hear your thoughts.
Spot on. And we've also got loads of stuff planned as well. So quizzes, like I said, keep an eye on the community section, guys. That's absolutely everything today. Like Kane's just said, like and subscribe. Hit that like button. Press the like if you're non-violent. Absolutely. And we're talking about the summer window in a few videos time, Andy. So stay tuned for that. Guys, it's been Spurs Related. Enjoy the game tomorrow, and we'll see you for the review. Andre, thanks for joining me. See you later. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.